Story time on how I accepted a job offer and resigned my current job just for it to be a scam. So, those of y'all who know me know I hate my current role. I mean, I loathe that job. But because how hard it was to get it, I was like, okay, this is clearly not the job market. They just be quitting. They just be up and quitting. So for one, I got the job and they told us it was going to be one thing. It was totally different. So about 6 months in, I was fed up. But I was there for 2 years because it's like, I'll try to look for other jobs. Wouldn't get nobody. Try again. But then over the last couple months, I was like, no, I'm fully fed the fuck up. I'm not stopping until I get something else. Again, I just keep getting denials to the point I was having panic attacks, bitch. Like, I'm like, I can't keep doing this. And I normally am this type, ain't no notice, okay? Notice that I'm not there no more. Notice that I didn't clock in that day. That's it. But I was trying to do things responsibly. So, I had a recruiter reach out to me. They, I seen it was like, I'm just using his real name, whatever. It was James Murphy. Let's say the company was called, it was Apple. James Murphy. But you know how sometimes you click on a person's name and then you see the details and the actual email is like, it'll say James Murphy, but in the email it's like just a jumble of letters and numbers, not net. So you know it's fish, you know it's spam. No, his name read James Murphy. Click on it, it said James Murphy at, let's say, Apple Recruitment. So I'm like, okay, this is seeming legit. But last week I had another company try to scam me. They seemed legit too. I checked their website, I checked their LinkedIn, but it was just a little something missing. And then it's like after I did my assessment, then they hit me up the next day and was like, hey, things changed. We need you to start this role immediately. So I'm like, okay, like whatever, like what I got to lose. But then I seen they was trying to say like, oh, you have to pay for this certain software. We'll send you the check. You deposit it into no, you're lying. So still in all, I was like, oh, do you have like a contact email or like, you know, what's the company address? They ghosted me. So I was like, yeah, as I thought. And it was disappointing, but it was just like, whatever. So, like I said, with this company, that's why I was a little like, it was just overly diligent, you know? So we're talking. So then he was like, okay, can I send him my... Matter of fact, the way he hit me up was like, hey, Ariel, unfortunately, this role that you applied for is... we chose someone else, but we do have another role, And I was kind of like, because the job that I just left was on the phones. I never want to talk to a bitch again. So I was like, I'm not really trying to do that. I was like, what's the call volume looking like? And he was like, totally understandable. It's only about 5 calls a week. And I was like, that's doable. So he was like, perfect. Send me over your resume. I do. Then he was like, next step would be an interview. So I was like, okay. And he was like, would you prefer via Zoom or we can email you the questions so you can have more time to think them over? So I'm like, you know, I never heard of an email interview, but like I said, I was doing so much due diligence on the company. I even looked them up on TikTok. They got a millennial CEO. They're a startup in like California. So I'm like, that sounds like something that a company like that would do. They know that people don't really like interviews. You get stuck on them or whatever. I'm like, okay. So he sends me over the questions Friday evening. I said, perfect. I'll complete it over the weekend. This shit took me about an hour and a half. It was like 9 questions, and I had like 2 paragraphs for each one. The last one is, if you have any questions for us. I said, yes. What type of, you know, how long do people typically stay in this role? Because that will let me know, do people like it or not? And then I was like, also, do managers, you know, foster mentorship? Do they help you with your growth in the company, kind of connect you to the right people? So on Monday, I emailed him and was like, hey, just wanted to confirm that you got my questions. And he was like, yeah, I did. We're reviewing them. We'll get back to you once we make a decision. He writes me back. Y'all, when I say he responded to each one of my questions and was like, perfect, we love how you were able to turn around the results on this ad campaign, and you were able to really segment your target audience. We think you'll do really good, Like, he's thorough. Like, he's really paying attention to what I wrote. And then he answered my question about how long do people stay there? Does management help you? Yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, nice. So then he sends me over, he said he had to do a background check. That took like a day or 2. And then he sent me over the offer letter. And he even did it through like a LegalZoom type thing. So I'm like, okay. And I keep telling myself, I'm like, why am I tripping? I'm like, I just got that in the back of my mind from the other place or whatever. So I keep checking the website. I'm like, it's good. I check their LinkedIn. I'm like, yes, it says James Murphy. This is James Murphy's LinkedIn. He said he is, like, his position on LinkedIn is the so-and-so of this company. And he has, like, 6,000 connections. He had, like, this is it. Like, just chill. They make me my company email. The email is like, he was like, okay, once you get your email set up, then email me over there. His name there, it's James Murphy at appleofficial.com. My email, Ariel at appleofficial.com. The domain of the company name. So then he was like, oh, the only thing, this was a bit of a amber flag. He was like, you have to purchase your own headset. But I have friends who had to buy their own headsets before. I've had friends who had to buy their own laptops for certain things. And then again, I'm like, it's a startup. So I'm like, okay. And he wasn't pressing the issue. So he says you can, this is the headset that you have to get. He was like, you can get it anywhere, but if you go through us, we do have a discount. So I'm like, okay, he's not tripping. He's not tripping too much about it. And then he also told me that my hiring manager was going to send me over some info. So then he was like, yeah, and I can send you the link to the headset in the meantime. So I'm telling myself, if he presses the headset and said I have to have it before starting, then that's going to be an issue because it's supposed to be training. So why do I need a headset already? He ends up saying, make sure you have it before your first day. So I'm like, okay. I was like, oh, also, I didn't get the information from the training manager. And I was like, and just, I was just curious, is there like a phone number, like a contact person or whatever? I was like, I've come across a couple scams in this job search. I'm like, so just to give me that little bit of peace of mind, is there somebody I can speak with? 30 minutes goes by. None. And I was getting a little antsy, but I'm like, I gotta calm down. It's just that other job in my mind. And then 40 minutes go by, and I'm like, I don't even have no bad feeling. Like, I literally just asked him just for good measure. Like, I put the junk in my cart. I was finna process payment. And I'm like, let me just ask. It'll just give me that little bit of peace of mind. Like, it'll just, hour goes by. He don't respond. And I'm like, maybe, let me look back. I'm looking through all of our other correspondences. He always wrote me back within an hour. So I'm like, but I was like, maybe he's not even at work today or something. So I'm like, okay. So I keep looking around. I'm like, maybe let me try to find a phone number. I found a phone number, but you just have to leave your email address. So I'm like, that's going to take a while. So then I'm like, let me look on LinkedIn and see. Like, I'm like, maybe I can see the email because I'm looking again. I'm like, no, this is Apple Official. This is it. So I look on James Murphy's profile on LinkedIn, and I see that his email is james@apple.com. No official. I said, fuck. They got me. I resigned from my job. And don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit relieved. I'm still relieved regardless because I don't have to go back to there. But what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm like, I know you lying. So still, just to be sure, I messaged you on LinkedIn. I said, hey, have I been talking to you, blah, blah, blah. And all y'all people that watch stories just to try to poke a hole in it and be like, see, that's why you should shut the fuck up. Literally, now is not the time, okay? I ain't never in my life looked at the recruiter and messaged him on LinkedIn and be like, am I actually talking to you? So don't play with me, okay? I had a start date. I signed legal documents. There was no way to know. So yeah, before I even finished the whole message, I seen, hey, Ariel, unfortunately, I said, God, oh, God. God damn. And it's like, I guess the company, it probably happens to them a lot, but I'm like, damn, these companies can be so like, just not empathetic. Like, he was like, yeah, but feel free to check out our career section. Bitch, I just told you what the hell is going on. You can't even get my resume a gander, a little look-see. And I'm just like, whoever you is, the scammer, bitch, you did all this over $60. Granted, I know 60 and 60 and 60 adds up, but this was well over a week process that took so much of your time. Documents, looking over the email stuff, setting me up a company email. Like, you po bitch. But yeah, y'all be careful. So yeah, check out the recruiter. Actually hit them up on LinkedIn. Learn from my mistakes, because this shit is crazy.
She says $60. Yes, $60, but listen, $60 adds up. I'm gonna tell you what. I work with somebody over in India. He does a job for me for $100 a month. But for the job that he does for me for $100, takes him about I don't know. It may take me an hour a day. It may take me an hour a day. Sometimes more. Right? But $100 a month for that hour a day, that's 30 hours. For the money that I make for 1 hour, it's not worth my time. So I'll just pay the $100. But for him, it's worth that hour. So it's okay for him, you know? And so when she's saying, oh, it's just $60, so imagine if they're doing that multiplied times 20, times 50, if they're reviewing 100 applications, they have 100 people who replied to that application. Maybe they had 1,000 people reply to that application. They just going through it. So they getting 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60. They getting money, you know? And yes, so yes, it's worth it to them. By the way, all the work is done like that with AI technology now because they're learning it a lot faster than we are. Can I tell y'all something? I was watching, I did a video on this and I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all the video because I want to make it a point to how these scammers are working. These people, they're using AI to create these people's videos. I did a video on this about how people are using AI content. I mean AI to create content, right? And they're basically stealing content and repurposing and recreating content, which is basically making whole new content. So it's not really stealing content. They're taking content, they're taking audio, and they're using AI to change the voice. How you can have Donald Trump doing a dance. That's the same way you can have this lady, this black lady, doing a video with somebody else's voice on it.
When you guys go to sleep, I come to the use. They say, you know what?
But
A passenger has,
because unless this is
ladies and gentlemen, if you
videos a day.
when you
Creator,
warning as investigate.
This video has 1 million of the AI content because they're mass producing this AI content, and this one is by Susan Nadia.
I'm gonna and
it's another.
There's
one.
a photo going around.
Say,
or by their management team, or bullied by their followers.
See, that's not even her voice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's the scamming and stuff is getting better with AI. And see, scammers are way ahead of us when it comes to using this AI technology. So when they call your phone and they be like, hey, no, they say something, they be like, hey, and you be like, hello, who's this? Hello? Right then and there, they're taking your voice and they're stealing your voice, and then they're taking your voice and then they're calling your bank They're cloning your phone number. They're cloning your phone number, using and calling your bank, calling your people, and be like, "Hey, this is PJ. Hey, I need you to cash app me some money. Cash app me some money to this and this and this." I'm like, what? The fuck? What I need? Oh, PJ, what you doing? Hey man, I'll tell you about it just in a little bit. Just cash out me the money. And you be like, damn, this sound like PJ, but what PJ need me to send him some money for? And then you be like, this is his phone number. So then that's when you be like, man, let me call somebody. So you call, be like, hey, have you talked to PJ? Is he all right? Like, yeah, I probably just got off the phone with him yesterday. Call him, then you call him, be like, hey, did you just call me asking for some money? Hell no, I ain't just call you. I've been sitting over here on YouTube recording videos. I ain't called nobody. Or you'll be calling my phone and I ain't answering. And you text message me. I text you back. They were like, what you doing? I'm like, shit over here recording. What's good? You just called me? Nope. What? Call me real quick. Then I was like, what up? Man, I just got a call from you saying that I needed to cash app you some money. I said, you got a call from me? You didn't get a call from me? Man, it was you. I said, nah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, these scams is getting crazy. They getting crazy. And I'm like, damn. So that's when I started answering, hola. When I don't know, hola. ¿Cómo se llama? And they hang up. But then they gonna start calling my people in Spanish. They gonna be like, nigga, this ain't no damn PJ.